Hello, guys. This is Bike4371 here, and we're here for another episode of podcast with a new special guest here. Um, and I would like to
Hello.
introduce you, Julia. Um,
Hello. Hello, everyone. Thank you for inviting me to your podcast. It's my first time on a podcast, but I really wanted to try something like that. So, thank you. And what can I say about me? I'm an artist. I work in game dev. Recently finished my university and living in Poland and just trying to figure out what's next right now.
yeah. And how's your day been?
And my day has been great. It's not that hot in Poland anymore. I've been going to doctors all day with different issues, and it
Oh,
took me like a few hours of the day. But at least I had a free day to
that's
draw
good.
and yeah, and play. Oh, I've been playing GeoGuessr so much recently. I'm addicted.
Yep, I can understand that fully. It is hot over in America as well. It's like at least 90 degrees, which is 30 Celsius, 35 Celsius.
Oh yeah, it's the same here with no AC. But it's not that bad anymore. Now it's like, right now, it's like 20 ish, 24. But it's also night, so yeah. So
that's,
it's a bit less than usual.
that's good. At least it's more tolerable than where I am, where I'm around by water, humidity. Ugh.
Humidity, oh yes, I can imagine. Yeah, I'm pretty like dry. The air is pretty dry here.
Yeah. Let's get it right into our first topic of the day, which will be just arts in general. Um, and for those who don't know, I am an artist, as you can see with my photo um, here, and Julia is an artist as well, so this is going to be mostly talking about arts and what's inspires us, foreshadowing
Yay!
topics and all that.
Arts. We love arts.
We do. And um, to just jump straight in, no, remind me later, thank you very much.
So, I have to say, it's not about photography and not about the drawing, but I have to say I really like the music. Like, it's so calm. I need a playlist later if you have any. It's
Yeah,
so nice.
yeah. I can send you the music later.
Sure.
Uh,
Really nice, relaxing.
um, so for arts, I just recently got into art. I'm a late bloomer. It took me about roughly 20 years to finally learn that. Got into
Hey,
art.
I'm a late bloomer too, so team late bloomer. Yeah.
um, and it first started off with drawing at like probably when I was like 8 years old, and I kind of faded out with drawing until 2016. Got back into drawing, faded out, and finally 2020 was my photography. That's when my photography career started until 2024. Yeah, 2024. That is when um I started learning how to draw again more properly.
Oh,
And
I remember. I gave you some advice.
yeah,
I remember now.
Julia helped me out with some arts. We talked did quite a bit with arts. And yeah, from there that's where I am now. What about you?
Um, well, for me, drawing always been there. At first, it was like cartoons and games, like fan arts for games, but also like making things out of clay. And then when I started to grow up, I was like, damn, I need to think what I want to do in the future. And I was like, you know what? Maybe the art is the way for me. So I started to like learn more, just like you, learn the anatomy and perspective and shading, volumes, whatever. And eventually I was like, what if I just combine games and arts and go to the game art school or game development school, more like. And I just finished it. It was 3 years, and I landed my first game dev art job recently. And
Nice.
yeah, that's where I am right now.
Yeah, and for those who want to start drawing, the best way to start with is from the basic. It's lines, then perspective, then anatomy, or no, shapes.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty
Yeah.
much depends on what you want to focus on, right? If you want to, there's so many things you can start with, depending. If you want to be an architect, then you can focus more on this, the thing that you're showing right now. If you want to be, for example, what can you be? Just like a painter, then you need to learn not only like the anatomy, the perspective, but also the technique you're working with. When it comes to game dev, for example, I feel like it's one of the hardest ones, because when you're like, for example, making art for concept art in game dev, it's like you need to know everything just a little bit. Like you need to be an architect and a very good anatomy user, and you need to know your techniques and 3D programs, and it's a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I would say the best way to practice is get some reference. A lot of reference. It's,
Yeah, for
so,
sure. There's something called, I'm not sure if it's exactly like this in English, but I think it's called visual library, where you need to draw something a certain amount of time to really get in your noodle brain how this looks, and then only you can start to draw it from memory. And this is what we call visual library. I'm not sure if it's exactly this. It's just like a term people use. It's just like a library in your brain that kind of, if you have drawn like a hand like 1,000 times, then you can draw it without looking anymore.
yeah.
Yeah. For example, I still teach, not so much anymore, but I used to teach a lot, like a digital course for kids here in my city, and I've been teaching for like 2 years, maybe
Wow.
3, and it's like I'm having groups each semester, like a few months, like 3-4 months something, and then the group changes and the course starts all over again, and there's like a lot of topics that just like repeat for me. Like for example, there's a topic when we draw, like a second lesson in a semester is about drawing animals, and we draw chameleon. I'm not sure how you say it in English, but basically it's kind of funny because I know how to draw chameleon. Chameleon,
Oh,
what I'm
yeah,
talking
yeah.
about?
Yeah.
This color changing lizard. I don't know how to pronounce it, but yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny because I've drawn it so many times already, and it's stuck in my brain now.
uh, repetition, and like you just keep doing the same thing over and over, and to the point you get used to drawing. And yeah, that's also a great way to learn. It's repetition. You keep doing the same thing, but try to change it up then and there. Don't do the same thing all the time, otherwise you
Yeah,
get bored.
exactly. Maybe change the color of your pencil, or maybe try a new paint, but still learn and try to create, and that's the thing that matters.
And that is kind of similar to what photography is as well, where you
Really?
can't do the same thing. Like, for example, what's my of the two past previous photos, it is just standard point blank view mode, where in photography we have to do viewpoints. So viewpoints, photography. So there's in an angle, so we have to do it in like certain angle to change up the atmospheric from
Oh yeah.
down below or up top to the right, and it's called the 3 points perspective photography.
Oh yes. It gives a lot of dynamism, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm not really familiar, but yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And it's kind of interesting how much it aligns with each other.
Yes.
And funnily enough, arts cross paths with photography. Photography also cross paths. So a lot of things just combine and merge together and become its own. Like painting was also a big thing for photography. They always like share paths. Same thing with drawing.
Yeah, I agree. Also with color theory, I think photography and arts kind of fall into the same category here.
Yeah. And which is kind of interesting with going into our next segue is game development, which you're doing a lot of game development. Is this also what you have to understand with like 3D modeling, or like do you also do 2D modeling, flat I should say?
So in my university, I've been doing everything a little bit, a little bit of programming, of design, of 3D, 2D, but it's a very, how can I say it? It's a very big, I don't know, how can you say it? It's a very big knowledge, and it's best to just focus on one thing. That's why, game dev studios, and not many game dev studios have like one person or two people. Mostly there's like a lot of people that make one game because just of how many things you need to know and understand. People just like are an expert in one niche.
Yeah.
That's really in like a big studios, but you can also join like an indie studio where you kind of are responsible for more things, and yeah, do the same rules, follow the game dev. I would say not that much. For I'm sure like for any 2D thing, the art really follows the art fundamentals really follows into like 2D, where you need to do concept art or character art or like some illustration. Then you need to know everything. But when it comes to 3D, it's like a completely different thing that you need to know. For example, topology, which is like a geometrical shape of like like this is the thing that you're showing is actually called rigging, and it's like a thing that they use for animation, 3D animation. They rig the character, so it means they add bones. So maybe that's something from the art fundamentals here, but the bones in rigging are very simplified and just like a very general knowledge that everyone has. So rigging is like used for animation. You build like a skeleton, you add bones to your 3D model, and then you can move them, and the model moves with the bones. But the most important thing for 3D is topology. The thing that you're showing right now, if you really zoom in, you see all of these like squares, blue squares on the Geralt here. It's called topology, and it's a very huge topic, and this topic is like everyone struggles with it, no matter if you're like a beginner or very experienced senior artist. But yeah, there's many things you can do in 3D. You can do like low poly, high poly, and also sculpting, which is like sculpting is my favorite thing, but it's not really for game dev, because the topology in sculpting is very bad, and topology, it's used to how can I say it? Not that it's used to, but the better topology, the better your game works. Especially in like big AAA games, the topology needs to be, on top notch, because we don't want our game to lag. And
That's fair. Like a lot of resources into, you don't want to like put in too much information into it.
Especially when it's not needed. There's a lot of techniques. For example, low poly is like when your topology is very on low numbers. Like for example, if a character has like 5,000 polygons, which is like number you describe for topology kind of, then it's low poly. And you can see in low poly like the edges on the models, and it's nice, but it's not used in AAA games, mostly just like indie games. You can see it well on this, for example, on this witch character. It's like third row and third column on your Google images.
That's good.
Not here, it's like in the main images. If you go left.
Left.
Yeah. Third row and third column, there's like a girl.
This one.
I think it shows up low poly pretty well. It's like very low poly, so you can see it's like a bit geometrical. You can see the edges, and and high poly. So analogically, of high poly is like when there's so many polygons that the little edges are no longer visible, and it looks very smooth and realistic. Like this. And then you kind of in 3D games and like very AAA games. Yeah. And in like AAA games, you pretty much have to combine those two. So it's called baking. So like you make high poly first with a lot of defined shapes and details. Then you have to make model again in low poly, and then you need to combine those two, which is called a technique called baking. and it gives you all of the details that you did on high poly, it gives you on low poly. So for example, Gerald, the one that you showed before, I would say Gerald is from The Witcher. It's like it was made this way.
Oh yeah. Let me. Yeah. Right
Yeah.
here.
Oh yeah. So it looks very defined, a lot of details, but it's actually probably like a low poly or medium poly with like just baked shapes and baked details, and also textures and everything that also matters. Like the chainmail is probably a texture, so you didn't have to model all of this. Thank God. But
Yeah.
the hair is probably like it needs to have physics and all of this. It's like a completely different niche, and also like in such a big studios like CD Projekt Red, there are like specific people just for hair. So the only thing they do for the whole game is making hair or making chainmail textures or something.
Yeah.
That's how much you need to have the knowledge in one niche.
Yeah, and it's. I mean, like, for the low and high poly, it's actually another great way to understand the anatomy of like
Yeah, the
everything.
3D shape and the geometry especially, it's really actually it's a good technique. I actually now when I think about this, I think my understanding of shapes became better since I started to do 3D. So yeah, there's something in it. You're right.
And which actually would transition to a great time into what inspired you to be a game dev.
Oh my god, League of Legends. That was my first like eureka moment. Was League of Legends when I saw the splash arts for the characters. I was like, holy shit. It was before the AI, so I was like, holy moly, how do you do this? I need to know how to do this. And yeah, that's kind of what started my career in game dev, but I don't play League of Legends anymore, and I don't think I really like want to work specifically in League of Legends. Maybe like in Arcane, which is like
Yeah.
a studio in France. But you know, I'm young. Maybe in like 10 years, who knows?
Yeah, and what about art? Like, what's inspired you to draw as well?
I need to think about this question because there's so many things that inspire me to make art. It's like any anything I think of really, and I think what inspires me the most, if I could say, it's like nature and whatever I find in nature. It gives me a lot of ideas,
Yeah.
like animals and plants. I really like to create like environment for games, and yeah. So I think what inspires me is like nature mostly, and I just when I like something, I just take a photo, or with my brain I take a photo and I remember how this looks. Or I have so many pictures on Pinterest that I will never use them all, but they're there, and I can always look at them and find some inspiration for my new projects.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as for me, what inspired me to do photography was actually astrophotography, which is basically a picture of space, which got astrophotography. There we go. And of course, you can see and subscribe to this. Let's do. You know what? There we go. Just
Yes.
picture of space is what inspired me to get into photography and arts in general, because it's like
You're so right. The colors and everything. It's very inspiring to look at. You can create so many things with it. Anything really with
Yeah.
this, like clouds and photography and concept arts and illustrations and characters. Yes, it's very inspiring. I agree.
And
Also, I have one more thing actually. Now, when I think about the space photography, there's like, so maybe to get the context, I like to collect rocks. And there is a very specific kind of rock which is called landscape agate. Just you don't have to, just like landscape agate.
okay.
Agate, yeah, and it's very inspiring because they look
Yeah.
like landscapes, but when you look at them closely, they
Mhm.
aren't a landscape. It's just like a combination of minerals in a rock, and it's not AI actually.
No,
Although
no.
some of them maybe look like one. This is just like a normal agate, but when
Yeah.
you look, for example, yeah, like this and some others that I can see in the gallery here. They look like landscapes, but they aren't. But it's very cool to when I'm out of ideas and inspiration, I just paint the landscapes that I see in these rocks. But I try to make it real. You know, I'm just like, oh, what can I see in this agate? What can I see in
Yeah.
this rock? It's a very beautiful rock.
The rocks can be beautiful. I will admit that.
Yes.
One of my favorite rocks is ooh. Oh, what is it? Shadow, crystal? No, amethyst.
Oh, I think you mean shadow amethyst. Oh, okay.
No, get the hell out of here. Not shadow. Oh god, no, wait, it's cloudy. Wait, is it cloudy?
Maybe you mean smoky quartz.
Yeah, smoky cloud.
It's like quartz.
Yeah, this
Oh
one.
yeah, smoky quartz. Yeah, yeah, it's very cool. There's so many. It's kind of I think going out of the art section, but there's so many cool quartz here. Like so many different colors and so many different features. There's like a specific name for one of the quartz that has petroleum inside, like a little petroleum bubbles inside.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how it's called. Maybe it's just petroleum quartz.
Bubble, quartz. There.
Yeah, this is like a water bubble, but
there we go.
It can also have, yes, it can also have petroleum, and it's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, if the dot is black and it glows in UV, then it's petroleum.
Yeah, and I would say anime is also, of course, anime inspired me to draw as well, making characters, which actually Julia have made a few of my arts.
Yeah.
With my YouTube channel, Julia made my profile picture for that as well. YouTube. And we go there. What in the hell? Yep, there it is.
Oh yeah, and it also has a space. I forgot. It's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And the art is so old at this point. It has like, I don't know how much, 8 years, 7 years maybe.
Yeah, something like that. 8 to 7 years. And She really made a lot of my arts, and foreshadowing next podcast we will have another guest. She also made art for him as well.
Yes.
Fun average.
If anyone is interested, you can contact me somehow. I will gladly make some art for you.
Yep. Oh god. I will leave Julia information down in the description if you want to contact her, ask her a few questions or a commission.
Thanks.
Will be in the comment. As far as art goes, or inspiration goes, there is an artist that did inspire me, which was first, the most basic one out of everyone would be Jaden Animation.
Oh yeah, I know her.
And of course that's the basic one, but for the one that inspired me the most out of everything would be let's do Red Ring. And I just realized I will have to sign into my Twitter account for this. Red Rango Apple. Let me see if I can. Red Rango Apple X. Yeah, this person. Media, please. No. Fine. This post is not available. Wait, please. Damn. So if I can find nope. I would have to post it in editing later, but he inspired me to do drawing some anime, because just the absurdity of detail that he does for no reason too. And
maybe you can write the name. I can check on my screen. Oh, Red Ringo. I think I know him. Wait, let me check. Wait, let me check on my phone. Red.
Here we go. Red Ringo. Red Apple Penguin is the X account.
No, never mind. I don't know them. the name sounded familiar, but yeah. So they inspired you to start drawing also?
Yes, because of the absurd detail that he, for no reason, just for no reason.
Just for the love of detail.
Mm-hmm. He especially the lack of what's the word I'm looking for, material, or not material, not the right word, oh god, my brain's like now circuiting. Basically he lives in South Argentina in South America, and he does not have a lot of like good equipment. There we go, equipment. The lack of equipment that he does have, and yet he somehow makes some amazing art despite how little his storage he has as well. He has 8 gigabyte of RAM, and I'm like, how the hell can you make such absurd detail which such
Yeah.
little
No, I
amount.
question that too. Yeah, people are crazy sometimes when I see on Instagram or Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
As you say, the equipment or their age. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah.
How do you do this? But yeah, I think the most important thing in art and like progressing, and if anyone is like listening and wondering, I think the best thing is just to finish your drawings.
Mm-hmm.
It's the most satisfying part, most hard part for most of the artists. There's a lot of ideas, but then we don't know how to actually finish them.
Yes.
But
Yes.
finishing your piece is very good for the development of your art. The more art you finish, the better you will be.
Yeah. Um. And not only that, uh, I would also say you also inspired me as well because you helped
Oh,
me out as well.
I really like to help people with drawing.
Uh,
That's nice to hear. Thanks.
um, which would be going into our next segue of um, artist opinion. Which, what's your opinion as of? Let's start off with the biggest um, Apple to beat up. Not right. AI. So.
Yes, I thought you will say that exactly. So, what's my opinion on AI? I need to think because there is a lot of good that comes from it, but there is way more bad that comes from it. So,
Mm-hmm.
if I would say, oh, what's my opinion? I think it should disappear. Like, don't get me wrong. There's so many things that AI does,
Yeah. I mean.
but at the end, it really, especially in the US, not that much in Europe yet. Probably we'll get to this probably,
Soon.
but in the US, it eats up so much resources for you
Mm-hmm.
guys and so much water. And I've seen some documentaries already on how cities near databases are affected and people don't have fresh water, and it will only get worse because you guys build so much databases.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's the most it's the biggest thing that concerns me, and it's also the biggest reason why I don't use it, as in general, like because I hear people use the AI for everything, and like I'm sitting here and I'm like questioning, do we really need to use AI to write an email? Can't we just use our brain a little bit?
Yeah.
Sometimes well, our brain is rotted enough after like reels, TikToks, and maybe just use your brain a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
Um, but when it comes to art specifically, I think it's really bad. I think that's what I can say. It's really bad for every artist out there because it basically just steals from
Mm-hmm.
you. It steals a piece of your image and makes art out of it with like thousands of different images that were created by real people. It just steals it. And that's what really bothers me the most, and that's why I never use the generative image in
Mm-hmm.
any capacity. The only excuse maybe for using AI for images that I see in game dev is when there's a designer and they have a very good idea for the game, but they aren't really good at drawing. They don't know how to like
It's like an
they don't know how to
assistant.
show. Yeah, they don't know how to show their idea. They need an assistant, and for example, sometimes designers come to me with some very early AI ideas that they just described to this, and then I make art out of it. And that's the only excuse I can have, because it really corrects the communication between the team, and it speeds up the process a lot. But I just generally think there's more bad
Yes.
in AI than good.
Yeah, I would also agree with all of that as well. I don't despise AI, but I don't agree with AI. Is agree to
Yeah,
disagree.
it's a nice tool, but it's pushed way too much, and and you know people use it way too much to everything, and to the point when where it's kind of annoying, because you write an email to someone and you can clearly see they didn't even look at this email. They just sent like a generated message to you, and there's no human behind it. I think that's the thing that also bothers me in AI. Like, there's no humanity, there's no soul. Maybe because I'm an artist, it's really important to me. Like, when I talk to someone, I want to talk to someone, not to a bot.
Yeah. Um, and I will put a blind eye towards AI assistant, like let's say hand. If you can't draw a hand, you put in like some assistant. That's fine. Like some assistant is fine, but overall, like making a whole image out of it, nah, out of my sight.
Yeah, totally. The assistance is fine, but also when I think how much water it wastes, I'm just gonna learn the hand by myself. You know what I mean? I just use it when it's really necessary for some reasons. But yeah, the fault bothers me a lot of how unnecessary this is.
Especially when it comes to photographer, like that's the one thing that will piss me off more than anything for artists is photographer, where let's say I go out of my way to a location like my photo here. This is an hour drive from my place to this location, and then someone just randomly just make a AI out of this. Man, you didn't go out in nature. You're pathetic. Get out of here.
Oh my god. Yes, totally. Especially if they take your art. And yeah, that's the humanity part of it, that you had to drive, you had to learn. And the AI doesn't have any of this. And I think that's why people get mad for it a lot, because it's our soul we invest into making art. It's our time, our effort, our sweat and tears, and it's very bothering for someone to just take it. It's like
Yeah.
it's like I think everyone would get frustrated in our situation. Yeah.
And what is your opinion on? Oh, my brain's short circuiting. um, why my brain short circuiting? Wow, holy hell.
Don't worry, it's good.
Music. Well, since I did mention music, that's also take times too. Like the sound quality and everything. Yeah, just in general, makes me sad and just oh, I remember now. Oh my god, what's your
Yay.
opinion? On tracing.
Tracing. It's been like a very, how can I say it? Now I lack words. Controversial thing. It's been like a very controversial thing when I was growing up.
Mm-hmm.
When I was like 14, 15. Tracing was such a big deal. Like, everyone was like attacking. I don't know, because I don't have Twitter. I don't know if it's still a thing and if tracing triggers people still that much. But I would say it's the same with AI. If you're tracing an art completely and then you claim it as yours, then it's theft and it's bad. But if you, for example, make a 3D model of a character in a certain pose and then you make a screenshot of it and trace the pose, then I think it's totally fine and it's a really good way of learning as well.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's actually a very common technique. It's called block out, where you block out 3D space for your art, and then you trace over it to create art and not really worry about perspective. For example, yeah, you can see blockouts very well. Like the first picture, actually, the third picture. It's totally what I'm trying to say. It's like a blockout in 3D, and then you just trace over it to create a 2D
Yeah.
drawing. Well, this kind of tracing is, of course, great. I also think that if you want to trace besides the blockout thing, you can, but it's not really how can I say it? It doesn't really give you anything, because you can't post it because it's theft, but you don't learn from it as well. You just mindlessly trace over an art. It's like not like I'm gonna stop anyone from tracing, but just don't claim it as yours. And if you want to learn, that might not be the best way to learn. Maybe copying is way better. So you have an artist and a character, for example, that you really like, and you want to draw in the style, like the same style as they use. You can try to copy the drawing, but tracing, it doesn't teach you anything. It's just mindless drawing.
Here's copyright and ownership. That's also a big thing, like such as similarity designs. For example, let's say Mona Lisa. If you made a art similar to it, it's almost like tracing. But the problem is, on a daily basis, I don't know what the numbers are for how many people are bound to make the similarity without them knowing that they made this similarity. Like, say one artist made this design and another artist it's just
especially like in design, like very easy infographics or logos. I think it's almost hard not to create, even if you don't mean it, it's hard not to create something that already exists, because there's just so many things. Especially with like logos.
Oh yeah,
and
for sure.
Certain
Logos.
styles. Yes. I'm sure there's like a few companies that have the same logo and they don't even know about it.
And that's one of the things that it's actually a pet peeve of mine, where I see people complain about, like, oh, Oh, here's a great example. VTuber design. God forbid.
Oh, oh my
There's
gosh.
a lot of copies and similarities, and like, you don't own the color. You don't own.
Yes, exactly. You don't own the color. You don't own the cat ears or whatever. And yeah, I think that's the point of art, to get some references, get something that inspire you, and a few main things, and create something completely new out of it. So, for example, if I create characters for game dev, I also look for references. And for example, when I made this agent of yours, this character design of an agent for you, um, I used to have some references beside me, and one reference had the specific material or specific suit that I want to make, and it was a drawing of a suit, but I had it in my references because I knew that this is the way I want to make my piece. But it's not like I stole a suit from someone. I just it inspired me to make something like this,
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I know what you mean with VTubers. But I'm not really into VTubers, but I totally know what you mean. It's the same with OCs. I'm not
Yeah, I
sure if
totally
you.
see.
Yeah. Why did I say I'm not sure if you have an OC already? Whatever. Yeah, the same with OCs. It's like I'm sure there's at least two OCs that look the same, like yours, and someone has a very similar OC. It's there's so many media in the world. It's
Oh
hard
yeah.
to create anything original nowadays. It's not bad. It's not a bad thing, but just it's good to be aware of this, I think.
And we're a little bit late in to talk about this, but for those who don't know what the hell's OC mean,
Oh yeah,
it's original content, or yeah,
original character, I think.
original character, original content. A lot of acronym for art. Arts have a lot of different acronym.
True.
For example, WIP, meaning work in
Oh, yeah.
progress.
Also very artsy thing to say.
What's another acronym then? Quick sketch design, something like that.
Or just quick sketchy, like QS.
RQS, I believe it's like I know it's like a long.
I just heard quick sketch like QS.
Yeah, quick QS, something like that. But yeah, there's a lot of different acronyms to abbreviate for artists that we will put in our titles, like work in progress, for the most you would see.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, there's something more that I wanted to. I forgot.
Yeah, no, that's fine, because it's kind of, it's funny that, well, at the end of the video, we always have a conclusion if we want to add something to previous topics, such as art, the one that I just talked about, or actually another inspiration is actually no another game development topic would be Rockstar. GTA 6. I won't lie, overrated.
Overrated? You mean like overhyped?
Yeah, it's overhyped.
Yeah, I think they make a very big hype out of it, but I also think it will be a good game. But we will see. I have mixed feelings as well, because I think it will be a very good game, but I'm also scared that there will be so much to do that people will just do nothing.
Hmm.
you know. But we will see. The premiere is like November.
Yeah.
Some Yeah, we will see. So many. How can you post? They postpone it so many times already, and
Oh
I think it
yeah.
also I think it also like lowers down the hype
Hmm.
when they postpone it a few times all the time, and uh, people are just like very hyped at first with the trailer, and then if it gets postponed, people just forget about it and move
Hmm.
on to the next game. But I think it will be a hit, and they will make a lot of money probably.
Yeah. Another thing I do want to add in the art topic is what I just see here, like simple drawing pencil materials is what I want to talk about. Is materials. Materials can be a little bit expensive on depending on
Mm,
what you want
yeah,
to do in art.
true. Mm, what can I say? Not all of them, but yeah, it can get pricey. I, you know, I've been to like game dev school, so most of my art is digital, but it doesn't mean it was cheap. My whole computer setup and my drawing tablet,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, it can get really pricey for my friends when I talk to my friends from like art universities
Mm-hmm.
and like art degrees, and they almost all of them complain for the costs of everything.
Yeah, especially in the photography world.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Ooh, cameras are expensive as hell. Um, rendering and actually rendering is for drawing 3Ds or just about anything for art. Rendering can be extremely expensive. Like,
You're right. What does it mean rendering in photography actually?
for rendering in photographic, is um a touch up. So basically, um, let's say an old 1990s photos, black spot. Actually, no, not 19. Negative. What? Negative photos. Here. Let me think of. Here we go. So for our negatives, there will be like there we go. This is a great example. For rendering, if we wanted to get rid of like or touch up, make the photo looks better, that's what we call rendering. We edit the photo and get rid of the
Oh,
disgusting parts.
so it's like when you go to this like very dark room and you put the photography in like some kind of liquid. Is it like that or?
It's kind of like that. We're fixing up like this is a great example. Look at all these spots.
Yeah, yeah.
We just clean that up, get rid of all those spots, and then
You need to do it by hand, like with tools and all, right?
yep.
Oh, it must be very time consuming. But why is it expensive exactly? The
uh,
tools to clean it, or?
yes, the tool to clean it, and um, yeah, it's just mainly the tools.
I see. Yeah, it can get very expensive. I see. Well, in art, I feel like uh, it can get really pricey, especially if you're going to an art university. It will get very pricey. But if you want to learn at home, you can learn it with cheap utensils, with cheap, with cheap materials, and you will learn just as well. It's just that universities, for example, or art schools require you to know every technique, and yeah, and it's pricey. And I also know that some universities, they they want you to make your own canvas, so you need to buy wood, you need to buy the canvas material, which is also pricey, and in general paper is also very pricey, especially some kind of better quality paper if you want to use it for the project. And also sketchbooks now, when you show it to me, sketchbooks can also get very pricey. Actually, the red sketchbook that you had, I think, no, it's not the one I have, but there's like a very, I'm not sure if it's only in Poland or in Europe, but it's called, wait, let me try to, there is a name, but I have no idea. It's called Talens or Talenly? Talen? I have no idea because the font is weird, but it's my favorite. Yeah, exactly these ones. It's my favorite kind of sketchbook. I really recommend it. It's not the cheap, but it's not the cheapest, but I love it because the paper is very thick, and when you use eraser, it doesn't damage the paper. But the paper is also very smooth, so I don't really like the high grit paper. I really like when it's very smooth. So yeah, just a small recommendation at the end.
And I think that's everything I want to talk about. I'm satisfied with what we talked about. Is there
Yeah, me too.
anything else you want to add?
I think we talked everything. It's like every basic of art we kind of run through, and I really enjoyed talking.
Yeah. Well, thank you for joining my podcast, Julia.
Thank you for inviting me again.
Welcome. And I'll leave Julia information down in the description. And hope you guys liked the video.
Yes,
And
I hope my English was well, and I tend to jump from topic to topic, so I hope it was clear enough for the viewers, for the listeners, more like.
yeah, and I will be happy to have you back again at some point in the future.
Yes, sure. Maybe in free next time.
And I will see you guys on the next episode. Adios.
Bye bye.